Good evening, everyone. It's Peg and Norm,
Hello.
and this is the Easter window for 2025. Starting out, the 3 rabbits on the back wall, Peg and I found at the big white house in Anoka,
Minnesota.
It's an antique shop,
Very nice.
and they got a big curved stairway going up to the second floor. Very unique place. And they had these banners hanging there, and I thought, wow, if I bought 3 of those, they might just fit across the back of the cabinet here, and they did, so we lucked out.
They had others too, but these 3 went together the best.
Right.
And
So
they're too long for the window, but we didn't have any measurements or whatever with us, so
right,
we just took a
kinda,
chance.
kind of winging it.
Yeah, but it's fun instead of a shower curtain.
Right, yep. And then I found some honeycomb bunnies in a 6-pack at another antique shop.
But the fancy one in the center front here, remember where you got that? Cannon Falls Countryside Antique Mall, and it was in a video. It was the first thing you saw when we got there.
And it was actually opened up too at the time, so
And that was maybe even a couple months back. It's a really nice one. Yeah, they're fancy on the bottom with baskets and very cute.
I'm going to move in a little bit while Peggy starts talking about some of these chocolate rabbits she's got here.
I unpacked all the Easter stuff a little late because I was so busy packing up all the green March stuff. But I knew I had a lot of chocolate bunnies that I had been thrifting or finding at antique malls for years. It's one of my favorite collections, and I, as you know, had been looking for other things to have Norm spray paint in milk chocolate or dark chocolate, so we've had a lot of fun with that. The only ones in the window that he did recently spray paint is the basket on the left side with the little bunny in it. We found the basket at Family Pathways for only, I don't know if it was $3.99 maybe, but that was in a video too. And then I found the little bunny, so that just happened to fit nicely in that basket. And we just needed a little something more because I didn't have enough really big commercial rabbits. None of those have been spray painted. All the other ones, they just came that way. So every time I found a new chocolate rabbit, I was so thrilled because I knew I didn't have one like it, except last year I found a second really big one in the back there. And I don't know where they originally came from, who knows, because some of them are older, but they're getting hard to find. I found some new little ones this year, but not any big ones. And some of them that I have in the house, they're pretty small. He even re-spray painted some of them if they didn't look very good. I've thrifted several this year and was very happy to find some new things. But the little ones are in the house in the front entrance, so you'll be surprised at how cute it looks when you put the milk chocolate and dark chocolate together. And that's what he's been working on for at least a week or more.
I could go for a piece of chocolate right now that you mentioned it.
It does make me hungry. I bet it's going to make all of you hungry for chocolate too.
Right.
And we've had that cross, that plastic canvas cross, for many years. I found that at a Goodwill too in our neighborhood. I was really surprised. Very happy to find that. And he just had on the other side a cardboard cutout.
Just a cardboard cutout, yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to do something a little simpler, not all the toys. All the Rosbro candy toys and other brands are in the house, and I decided to put them in the kitchen. and use my Pyrex shelving in the kitchen to put all these little toys on. So that's very colorful in there.
That's something different for sure.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work for me, so I'm quite late. It's just so much to take out and try to figure out where to put things. But the first thing I thought about was the window and the chocolate rabbits. And Norm thought that that would work out just fine because he wanted to work with the honeycomb things this year and then finding the banners.
Found a few more of them, so that was nice.
I think it came together very nice. That's an old yellow tablecloth that I've had for many years that he cut down.
Chopped it up.
Fit in there nicely. So yeah, I've really got a lot of work in the house to do. So I'm glad we got this done anyways, and I like it a lot.
And I hope you guys have a happy Easter.
A blessed Easter.
And Peggy's got a lot to show you in the house that I think you're going to get a real kick out of. So
I sure hope I get it done.
I do too.
Cross your fingers.
All right, everybody. Thank you and have a great night.
On this shelf up here, I thought I would probably have enough of these little toys that are probably mostly Rosbro, but there are some other brands in there too. Norm has looked for them for many, many years, and we've shown them in his display windows outside. I've had them on the front entrance shelf, but I had them mixed with a lot of other colored toys that are similar. But I thought I would have enough yellow mostly to put up here. I saved all of the best ones and biggest ones for the kitchen shelving. So those will be more fun. I'm sure that you'll think those are really cool. Those were his nicest purchases that he was pretty happy to find. When they get big, they get pretty expensive, but he's always been very careful about what he's willing to spend on some of these bigger Rosbro in particular toys. Some of them will have a flaw. They might have a chip here or there, just like the Christmas ones. I'm sure you've noticed that too if you've collected any of these. But I'll just briefly go by them so you can get a better look. That one is probably one of my favorite ones. They sure get nicked up, the paint. The little lamb is always very nice. Lots of bunnies, of course. And if you can find that bunny rabbit with the original candy in it, you're doing good. And I honestly don't know, because I have tried to replace that. That may be something I put in there. But it looks good, so I don't remember. And this one is so small. He is probably the littlest one that we have. Funny little duck. Sometimes I've put him in the cart that the rabbits are pushing, the bigger pieces. And this one's really cute. I think it's a more recent purchase. It's one of those push puppets, or, you know, I think that's what you might call it. I'm not positive. Norm has a lot of them that he's collected. Not a huge collection, but he's got quite a handful of them, of different animals that some of them, you know, look more Halloween because of their coloring. But this one's definitely Easter and very cute. You see these little chicks around? I don't know if that one lays eggs or not. Let me check. Well, it might, because that's certainly big enough for a marble. They're probably even older. And this is newer. This could be, I don't know, 70s or 80s. It's like traction type situation where you pull back on it because it's got little wheels, and it would scoot along if it's working well. Another type of bunny. Sometimes these are rattles, so I was shaking it because there is no opening on that. And these stand up. And there's two of them, that one and that one. And they would hold a sucker in the back, standing up probably. I haven't really looked up some of these to see if anybody has put a sucker behind it or has the original. I can't imagine having one that's got an original sucker on it, but that's probably another little chick that lays an egg when you push down on it and its wings pop up. I found this little Hong Kong blow mold duck many, many years ago. That was something I picked out, and a couple of these. We have maybe 3 of these now that we found because they are newer with the little polka dot scarf on it. And that is so cute. I just love that one with the little cart. So here's more of the same. Seems if I get my arm up a little bit too high to hold on to my phone, I'm starting to shadow the light coming from our patio door downstairs. I do have the light on upstairs here in the ceiling, but I'm still creating a shadow now and then. This guy is very cute too. He's bigger than that little tiny duck that's holding his arms up. And these are the same thing. They will run along the table top if you pull back on them. So they could be 70s, 80s, I don't know. I'm guessing 70s. Yeah, they get pretty worn out. So that is kind of fun to look up here and see all that yellow with just a hint of other colors. So I hope you feel that's a little something different. I'm always trying to come up with things to look different for you. I've had many, many types of figurines on this shelf for Easter. Up here at the top of the stairs, I always love this crazy, huge pottery piece that is California. It does have a mold pattern that looks leafy and a lot of drip going on there. Found this many years ago and have no idea what we paid for it, but I'm so glad that I got it. I don't think I've ever seen this particular one since. I've seen smaller versions, and I do own a small one in an olive green. It's the same pattern, the same kind of mold, only way smaller. So these are all your alabaster eggs that I have found over the years. I did buy one set many years ago that came in a very small 8 carton, so it probably was 6 or 8. I'm guessing might have been 8, all different colors. There's even quite a fuchsia one way back there. Yeah, they are pretty, but boy, they sure are a pain to store. They all have, the ones that came in the 8 carton set, they still have their labels on them, so I have to make sure I turn them so the labels on them are not showing. And I always like a little bit of grass with them. That's always fun. Many times I've used this really neat piece of pottery for succulents in the summer months. That's always a fun thing to put in it too. Now, if you've been watching all of our thrifting videos, you saw that I have occasionally run across these beautiful Japan hand-painted bird plates that I just love. And I've found fall ones too, so I never find anything that looks wintry, but definitely spring or summer. So this one looked very spring-like to me, and this one you can get by with that too. Now this one has the gold trim, and so it was part of, I think, 2 that I found at a Goodwill. Maybe like Waite Park we were at. Maybe it was there, or a Cambridge Goodwill possibly. Now these I may have found closer in town, and I think I found 3. So they did not have the gold trim on them. But they're so gorgeous. I did have a couple of nails there, but Norm helped me shorten up one of them, the wire that was on the back, because it was getting way too close to this one. I would have probably had them a little further apart than that too, but it was hard to work with the nails that I had there. So let's go over to the table. It's pretty Eastery over here. I typically don't get too kitschy when it comes to the living room. And upstairs here, yes, that shelf in the stairwell, I've had plenty of kitschy looking things on that, but I don't typically put cutesy things like this out. I love to have ceramic items. I've had this beautiful Japan rabbit and barrel planter for a very, very long time. I'd say decades. Very early Easter purchase for me, and it was a very big one too compared to most of the things we had. This is some of my very large collection of splatter glaze hobbyist eggs. I just love them. When I find one, I will pick it up if it is attractive, and if it's like a couple dollars. I would hate to spend $5 on one now. They can be expensive in some places, but even just this month, I have found several in different antique malls that were only $2 or less. So I was pretty happy. Norm purchased this fun Anna Lee Easter little cutesy little thing at Nostalgia in Hudson, Wisconsin. They are going to be moving to Lake Elmo, which is in Minnesota. So here that we've been driving across the river to Hudson, and now we're thrilled. We just found out just a few days ago that they are going to be in Lake Elmo, Minnesota, on the other side of the river. So that's going to be less of a drive for us. This is an old plastic basket that isn't quite white, and it has a green plastic liner that you can take out. I probably should have taken that out. I didn't really need it in there because I put some grass in there. Norm was helping me this afternoon, and I had just tried to hang up these 2 plates, and he hung them up too, and we were trying to make up our minds. They are too far apart for my taste, but I couldn't do anything about it because of nail holes. I've had this one for decades. It's always been more for spring or Easter because those flowers are so mauve-like instead of really pink. But I've always loved it, and I wish all of those bird plates that I have found this past year would fit in these wire frames, but these are smaller. Yeah, they're just a little bit too big. I don't know if they're 7-inch ones, and these are, I don't know, 6. It's hard for me to remember for sure, but yeah, that's a bummer. I always thought they were going to fit, but I've got the measurement right now to double check on things if I'm in a store. I don't have to have them in these wire frames, but I do love them. So anyways, I had moved some things around, and we were downstairs, and the biggest crash happened. This one fell off and hit that plate, and that came down here, knocked the whole shelf off the wall. Those 2 ceramic rabbits, they fell down here and knocked things over down here. I had to clean marks off the wall from the shelf, which I believe is what would have created paint marks. Every time you paint something like that, then boy, does it mark up your walls. Black is terrible to have. Shelving and frames and things like that, it gets very frustrating. Boy, I tell you, it took me a long time to calm down after that. That was quite a scare because it was so loud. And we were pretty sure those 2 funny little Easter bunny couple rabbits there were going to be broke, but they didn't. Maybe they fell on that, because I did have it centered actually at the time. I'm glad nothing broke. Always got to be something. We can never have a smooth preparation for these holiday videos. I've been working for weeks, It's just so much to take out. I do love the final result, and I love being able to show everything to you, to share with you too. I know you really enjoy it, and we thank you so much for your kind messages. These are all things that I've had for a long time, except for this. I just found this year. I had one, they're hobbyist, you see them around. I had one with a brown bunny years and years ago, and I finally donated that, and now I go and thrift one back again. But it's funny, he does go nicely size-wise with these other thrifted items. Now, we have 2 of these. One is a rabbit downstairs, big ears on it. So he's mostly white and pink and very pale blue. And this one is so colorful. I just love the duck. I don't know if I've seen anything else. I really don't recall. I just think Hong Kong blow mold type things like this are so sweet. I do have a couple more downstairs. It's really cute, all the little flocked ducklings in there, flocked bow and head. A little slight damage on him from when I purchased it, but he's still in very good condition, and I did manage to clean it. I just put alcohol in some water, and I don't know if I even put a couple drops of dish soap, but I just spray it down real good and let it drain. Sit it on the edge of the sink or in the sink. No water anywhere else, just let it drain. So you're not rubbing any of the flocking, and I do get them clean, pieces like that. You know how there's lots of Christmas items that are flocked too. So I hope you like how the upstairs looks. It's a little more fun for Easter and Christmas to have some kitschy cute things. I wanted to give you a quick look at the living room that I still need to do just a couple more little things, and then I will have that in a separate video because this all will be very long. I'm thinking that if I do maybe even 3 videos at least, and try to keep them a little shorter. I just want you to see what I will be working on. I'm absolutely thrilled that I found the cutest, bright Afghan. I was looking for something for Easter and I just found it. So thank you for watching this one, and we will see you soon in the next one. And happy Easter. We wish you many blessings. Thank you.